Hi everyone, this is Cheryl. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how I made these altered file folders and out of a Pendaflex folder. And they make really good ephemera folders. You can organize maybe a project or even use it as a bill organizer. But I used Tim Holtz paper on this one, and I absolutely love this one. And then I made one with the Prima Marketing scrapbook paper, which is really nice too. I think this is Tim Holtz, but added a pocket and some tuck spots on the outside of this one, and then lots of tuck spots. And the file folders actually come with the pockets. This is how it looks, which is nice, and you just cover it. It's a fairly easy, fast project to do, and this time I'm going to try using just some of the thinner scrapbook paper and see how that goes. These, if you use like the Tim Holtz and paper, it's really durable. I just love this one. So let's begin. What you'll need is a Pendaflex folder and some double-sided tape or score tape, varying widths, a pair of scissors, and I'm going to use my sewing machine. You don't have to, but I'm going to. And sometimes I use a razor blade just to cut around the edges after the paper's on if the scissors aren't working to my liking. So I have chosen this one will be on the inside, and these two will be on the outside, and this will be on the inside too. I might need one more paper, but I think that should work. And all I'm gonna do is, since I'm gonna sew, I'm not gonna put the score tape right up to the edge, just because I don't want my sewing machine needle to get all gunked up, but I'm gonna put it as close as possible. But I'm just gonna put this all over so we can tape it down. Just a couple in the middle. Maybe I'll add 3. Sticky, sticky. All right, so what I'm going to do is I want to line it up with the edge. And like I said, we will be trimming the excess. Okay, I did the front. I taped and trimmed around the front and the back. So now we need to do the inside. And I think I want to lay out, because I want it to say journal in there, so I think I'm gonna do it this way. So I will go ahead and put the tape down again. And then I will stick this down. Line it up where I would like it. Still have to probably trim it a little bit. Pretty close. Excellent. So we will trim it. And then I will sew, once I get all the pieces down, then I will go around and sew the edges. And I will show you what that looks like. Let's see how easy it is to make one of these. These are great if you wanted to send some happy mail to someone and you were sending a bunch of little ephemera pieces. You could just fill it and send it. So I'm gonna finish trimming this up and I will be back. Okay, what you need to do next is there's a little tab that's glued down that holds these pockets. And what you want to do is go ahead and rip it up because we will reattach it after we're done decorating. So, just like that. So the next piece that I want to do is this piece here. And I really should have kept a little bit more of that scrapbook paper on the left side. But I'm just going to cover it up like that, I think. So go through the same process of putting the tape down and then attach that down, and then we'll work on the pockets. Okay, I've also added a strip of the tape here because I want this to overlap. So, okay, I think I want the stripes to go this way. Be nice. Okay, just need to trim around this. Okay, it's all trimmed. I did trim a little bit down here too, just because it was folding up. That's going to be hidden once we reattach our pockets. So now we just need to tape down our scrapbook paper to these 3 pockets, and I got to figure out which ones I want to add there. I could kind of like that there, I think. And you don't have to make the paper go all the way down since that's hidden. So I think I might keep it like that because I do like that. Okay, and possibly kind of like this one too. So maybe we will use this for the bottom pocket, and then since we're going with more like newsprint type look, maybe a floral in between. Decisions. I like that one. I wish I had a blue one. I think a blue would be prettier, but go with that. Tape it down and trim it. Just so it's easier to do this top pocket, you can swing it around so you can work on it and trim it out, and then you can swing it back when you go to glue it down. Hopefully that makes sense. Because then that way you can kind of get it positioned the way you want it. Okay, I'm going to tape this down now. I think I might have messed up that. Yeah, it should have been over just a little bit more. And up. Oh, I need to fix it. Okay, I chose this one. I think I like this floral better. I think it goes better with this. So I will tape down the middle one next. And this one's a little, well, we can flip it around too so we can use it. So it's easier to work on. There. And then we will glue that flat when we put it all around again. Tape it down. It's always fun trying to find the end. And you get the idea, and I'll come back and show you what that looks like. Okay, I'm going to carefully line it up with this edge. Press it down. And then I will trim it just like the other sides. I'm going to ink all the edges too either before or after I sew all this down. A little too close. I think I'm cutting into the vial. Okay. Alrighty, we'll flip it around and so you can see how it's coming along. And then once it's all inked and sewn, it'll look really good. We really only have the one pocket to do. See how fast this project can be? So let me do that, And I will sew it all up and you can see what it looks like. Okay, for this one, once I undo the tape, I'm going to line it up with the bottom, and because I want this section of the paper to be showing, so then I can just trim it around. That helps anyone. You can flip it out like this so you can see what you need to cut. Okay, that's what this pocket looks like now that we have the paper down. So I will go ahead and sew all around each of the pieces. I'll probably do the front as one piece and then do the back, and then I will carefully sew around these two. It'll take a little coordination, but at least they flip around, you know, so you can do that. And then once we do that, we will then reattach that little flap. I mean, if you wanted to, you could even cover this back side if you wanted to, but you won't see it. You'll be tucking stuff in, and so on to the next step, sewing. Okay, I've sewn all around all the edges. Oh, I forgot. Actually, we do need to cover the back side of that because that shows when it's closed. Well, that's good to know. Before we glue it down, we do need to cover that. I did start sewing. I just went across. Usually I would do it all in one swoop, but it's just hard to maneuver the whole folder in the sewing machine. So I sewed down the bottom and then sewed around. But what I would have done is at least sewn around the tops first, because these ones I sewed it down, and I would have liked to have had the stitching around the tops of these two pieces too. So just to keep that in mind. So I'm going to go ahead and start inking up the edges so you can see it. And then that was flipped up when I was sewing, so we'll have to cover that. I'll probably stick some lace or some trim across that area right there. So I'll be back, and I'm just going to go around and ink the edges a little bit, just that way you don't see the manila folder. I'm going to do that all around all the edges, fronts and back, and I will show you what that looks like. Okay, I added a little bit here, so you know, the little piece that peeks out the top of the file folder. And then I added some double-sided tape just along here, so and then also on that little tab, because I'm going to pull these off and I'm going to reattach it. It'll cooperate. And this one I didn't need, so I'm going to leave that alone, unless I can just tear it off altogether. Oh, I just don't want it to stick to anything. We'll just put that down just in case. And we will secure it. So you have your pockets, and you have your pocket right here. And see that little piece? Just need to ink it so it looks a little better, so it blends. I think I missed this side altogether. But there you have it. Either ephemera folder, bill holder, or Happy Mail holder. So hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Have a wonderful day, you guys. See you soon.